Hello everyone. I didn't make an announcement for today's live, but I thought let's keep it regular, every Tuesday at noon. So today we're going to talk about a case study which a male patient who was 47 years old, and the main complaint that he has, the reason he came to me is because of poor sleep quality. He hasn't slept well in the past 5 years. So for 5 years he didn't sleep well. Because of that, he doesn't have enough energy in the morning. And also he has a little bit of arthritis in his feet. It hurts after he walks for a short distance. Let's check the lighting. Maybe lighting not so great. Hang on 1 second. Maybe this is better. Anyway, so I've written it out. Maybe it's easier to read. So 5 years of poor sleep, lack of energy, arthritis on his feet. So when I did the examination, he falls asleep pretty quickly, within 30 minutes. So if you fall asleep within 30 minutes, it's considered normal. But he wakes up at nighttime because he's a light sleeper, and his wife, whenever his wife moved, he would waken up, and then he will have difficulty going back to sleep. So we can see there is a problem here with the light sleep. With his sleeping quality, he doesn't get enough deep sleep, and he's easily disturbed. And so I think that's the main issue. And because of poor sleep quality for the 5 years, he works full-time as an engineer. And he also has very young children. So he drinks a lot of coffee a day. He drinks about 2 to 3 liters of coffee a day just to keep him awake, gives him enough energy to work and to go on with his day. So and next one is, these are the things that I normally go through in our TCM consultation and examination, because these are the most important functions of our body. With his sweating pattern, he has spontaneous sweat. So you normally should only sweat when you're very hot or when you're doing activities. But he sweats without activity because he has a lot of coffee. Whenever he drinks coffee, his armpit or maybe other areas of his body will sweat by itself. And also when maybe he's in a meeting that he has to present something, or when he's a little bit nervous, he would tend to sweat as well. Excuse me. And his digestion seems okay. Didn't find anything major with his digestion. And his water intake, he's normally drinking 2 liters of water plus 2 to 3 liters of coffee though. So that's a lot of liquid for a day. For like a normal, like maybe somebody who is 150 pounds, 5'6", 5'8", I think 1.5 liter to 2 liter is considered normal. So he drinks a lot more. And he also noticed there is a bitter taste and sweet taste in his mouth. So when I see this bitter taste, it generally means there's heat in the body there's too much heat in the body basically. So especially when you have bitter taste, it can be related to liver and gallbladder heat. So meaning that you're not resting enough, so your liver tends to overheat, let's say. And so next thing is temperature. So he said that his body doesn't like cold, but when he goes to bed, he feels really hot. So a type of person that feels hot at night is usually there's some sort of deficiency. So it can be fluid deficiency or just say deficiency. I don't want to get into too much details. So when you're supposed to rest, your body cannot rest, so it's generating heat. And when it's daytime, your body's supposed to generate heat, but it's not. It's resting. So that's that sort of issue. And next thing is the bowel movement. So his poop usually is pretty normal, but he said like he gets loose and urgent stools when he has coffee or when he has too much coffee. So again, when a normal person should have bowel movement once or twice a day, and every time they go, they shouldn't be shouldn't feel urgent, and every time they go, they should feel like after they go, they should feel empty, finished, and the stool should be like sausage shape and not sticky to the toilet or sticky when you're wiping. Of course, if you have blood or other stuff in your stool, then it's not normal. If you have diarrhea a couple times a day or even once in a while, maybe it's something to look into. Urination, so he pees about 3 to 5 times during the day. With amount of water he drinks, it's not very normal. So even though like 3 to 5 times of urination during the day is considered normal, but we have to look into how much water he's drinking. If he's not drinking water but he still pees 3 to 5 times, then that's not normal. Or he's drinking 2 liters of water and coffee a day and he still only pees 3 to 5 times, and it's not normal. So his liquid intake amount is much greater than his urination. And he also had a history of gallbladder being removed. So based on this intake, I can quickly tell that coffee is causing a lot of health issue for him. Because if you don't know something that's helping you or harming your health, you can quickly go through this list. See if after you have taken this product or food or whatever, if everything is improving. So if, for example, he's drinking coffee and coffee makes him sweat more, so that means his body is under basically his body is very hypered at a very tense type of state. So when you're nervous, when you're scared, you tend to sweat more, right? So that's the issue right here. And also it's affecting his water metabolism. And the next thing is it's also affecting his bowel movement. So when he drinks coffee a little bit too much, he'll get loose and urgent stool. So that's not healthy either. So right away I can tell coffee is a major reason of his health problem. And also because his work and his kids, he needs to have energy. He's doing that to compensate, but it's actually harming his health. So when I did the abdominal examination, so this The middle is the belly button. These two are the ribs. And so this will be the chest area, and that's the ribs, the flank under the chest, and that's the belly button, and that's where the crotch is. So when I checked, his abdomen is pretty soft overall. So when someone has a soft or flexible abdomen, we can consider he is more of a deficient type of person. So deficient meaning lack of energy, lack of blood, or lack of anything. So when I checked, he has a little bit of discomfort on his left rib, under his left rib. The right side there's nothing. And on the both side of his abdomen, on the both sides of his belly buttons, he's very, when I press, he can feel pain, and I can feel there's something like a hard, tense muscle right here. So that usually indicates that his bowel movement is not great. There's some stool still left inside, so it's not completely emptied. And on the left side of his crotch, just this area, he when I press around here, it's very tender. So this area is a good way to examine if there's anything wrong with the urination. So that confirmed our suspect. So basically, what I do is, after I go through the questionnaires, I check the pulse, I check the tongue, check the abdomen to kind of confirm my diagnosis again, to make sure everything is correct. So based on this, I prescribed the formula for him, which is Chai Hu Jia Long Mu Tang. So Chai Hu Jia Long Mu Tang. So it's a herb to calm. Long Mu is basically the short for Long Gu and Mu Li. Long Gu is animal fossils that's been. It has a function of calming your nerves and help you relax, and also help you store the energy back into the kidneys. And Mu Li has a similar function too. So these are usually used in a pair. So for him, his body is hyperactive, is always tense. So that's why Long Gu and Mu Li will help him calm down and also help him sleep better. So after he has taken the medicine for 2 days, he emailed me saying that first night he was feeling hot, he's like getting a fever, and he also have a lot of abdominal pain. He said he felt like he's really sick, he needs to go to hospital, but he waited a little bit, and then after he took a shower, he felt fine, so he went back to sleep. So he emailed me the next day, and I told him that it can be just temporary reaction to the herb. I asked him to take half of the dosage the next day and slowly increase it back up to the normal dosage that I prescribed him. So he did that, and after the first night, the second night was fine until he came back to see me a week later. A week later, so he said there's still a little bit of stomach pain when he takes the medicine, but his sleep was better. overall it was better. Let me double check. So he came, I think, in spring, so it's been a while. I kind of forgot what happened next. Okay. So after I told him that coffee is not good for him, he reduced it down to 1 liter of coffee a day. And he said his sleeping is, his sleep quality was better. He still wakes up during the night, but there was no sweating during the sleep. So when somebody sweats during the sleep, it can be a type of, we can consider it a type of deficient as well. Let's see. So basically, after 1 week, his sleep quality was better. I kind of modified the herbs a little bit to reduce the amount of laxative, which is Da Huang. And then he said the next week I saw him, he said sleeping was a little bit better, and he's waking up only 1 time out of 5 days. And it's much easier to go back to sleep. So energy is definitely better because he's getting quality sleep. He's able to take care of his children. He doesn't. Sometimes he still feels like napping during the weekend, but he said it's much better. He doesn't feel the need to nap. And one thing I forgot to mention, that because his body is always kind of hyperactive, so was his sexual drive. So for his age of 47, he still has a 3 to 4 times sex drive per week. For me, in my opinion, I think for his age, maybe once a week or twice a week is considered healthy, normal. He's a little bit over. It doesn't mean that he's really. Doesn't mean it's a good thing, but because his body is a deficient type of body and he has areas that's hyperactive, so it's a false type of hyperactive. So the second week he told me his the sex drive is down to 3 times a week, and then slowly it's down to like twice a week, I think. Yeah, towards the end of our treatment course, he's down to twice a week, which is better for his age, because sex will kind of drain the energy from our kidney, and as we age, we lose more and more energy from our kidney, and that's why we get old. That's why we die. So, in order to preserve that, you shouldn't be too overactive, overly sexual active. And so after about the third time, or actually the fourth time I saw him, everything improves. Everything from here improves, but he still feels very thirsty. He needs to drink a lot of water during the daytime. So I added a herb to the current formula to help with the kind of just to get everything improved. The herb is called, I'm gonna write here some. So the herb is called Shen Di, which is kind of replenish the fluid into your blood, and also all the kind of, let's just say it replenish the fluid in your body. But a week later, he's still feeling very thirsty, and his arthritis is a little bit better, but he came back a little bit. So actually, at the first visit, his abdomen was very soft, right? I mentioned it's very soft. So I did suspect that when someone has a very soft abdomen, he's considered very deficient. And this type of person will usually need the formula that's called Shen Qi Wan. Shen Qi Wan. So Shen Qi Wan right here. And at the fourth visit, he no longer has any pain under his ribs, so that removes the indication for Chai Hu. So that's why I was considering using the Shen Qi Wan formula. So I switched to Shen Qi Wan for him, and he has taken it, given a week of Shen Qi Wan, and he came back saying that sleeping is even better, and like the new formula just knocks him right out during the sleep, so he's able to get much deeper sleep, and he's very happy with this medicine. So, and he has continued taking Shen Qi Wan for about 2 months. 2 months, so just to make sure his body is back to normal, he's able to sleep with good quality again. So that's it for the case. I don't know, there's a lot of information to go through, and also to explain why I give certain medicine, and I think it might be too boring and it would drag on for too long. So if you have any questions about sleep or energy wise, or if you have poor sleep for the past, I don't know how long, you are seeking help without the prescription drugs or something natural to help you, TCM is a good way to help you sleep. And go find someone you can trust, or you are welcome to contact me and book an appointment with me as well. So that's it for today. Bye.